I'm Lindsay Lovelady for Trade.mov, and boycotting businesses whose line of products lack fair trade certification seems to have become somewhat of a fad in other areas of the country, but what about right here in Ruston, Louisiana? Crescent City Coffee, one of Ruston's local coffee houses, occasionally sells fair trade products, but finds the demand for it is too minute to matter.
I've worked here off and on for about 2 years, and I've never had anyone ask about fair trade coffee. I used to work at the health food store, the Old Wheat Barn, and I know that they sell free trade coffee there, and people purchased it, but they never came to me asking for information about it.
Okay, so there's not a really high demand for it in Ruston?
Not that I can tell, no.
We carry fair trade coffee, chocolate, and we're moving into some fruit that we get now. Some of the produce that's coming out of, particularly out of South America, is beginning to carry fair trade stickers on it. Fair trade is basically exactly what it says, fair trade, but it's a fair price for a fair product. But it's more than just a price for a product, it's also a social awareness. There's some standards involved in fair trade, like no child labor, no slave labor, things like that, to help. It's to help the grower have access to emerging markets, but at the same time it empowers the grower or the processor, in some cases like handicrafts, the person that actually makes it, empowers them to have access to market, but also control over what they get for their product, rather than what we've seen in a pure capitalist supply and demand. We have a growing demand for fair trade. Probably only 5 to 10% of our shoppers are actually looking for fair trade products at this point. I think it is a growing, not only economically, but actually people are becoming more socially aware of what fair trade is and what it does for the grower.
Okay. Even with featured fair trade items on the menu, including our own coffee blend formulated specifically with Ruston in mind, the local Starbucks is doing its part to make sure the voices of fair trade advocates in Ruston aren't being tuned out.
We have some people that'll come in and ask us specifically for it, and we only have one coffee that's a fair trade coffee, and that's our Cafe Estima. But I personally have not had a lot of people come in and specifically request our fair trade coffee, but we'll occasionally have people. And we certainly advertise it. You see on our board that's one of the descriptors. You have this one right here for under Estima. This is our descriptor board, and a lot of times, usually what we do is describe the taste or whatever, but whoever wrote that sign specifically said it's a fair trade coffee for people that are interested in that.
Although the demand here in Ruston is less than impressive, business owners are keeping fair trade products on their shelves just in case. I'm Lindsay Lovelady for Trade.net, the College Network.